We attack it. We get into houses, Indian, white, colored, African, we don't care. We look for this.
In Africa, one currency, one language, one bank, one army, one president. This is the dream of all Pan-Africanists and all Africans. We wish one day Africa will be united and have the same vision, same dream and everything in order to make the Africa we want. So this is a speech from Julius Malema speaking on these things.
We want one Africa, one president, one parliament, one military command center, one currency that will be based on our minerals as the African continent. Ourselves and Zimbabwe alone account for not less than 85% of the world platinum. Imagine we become one thing and we hold our platinum and say we're determining the price now that they do with the oil, those who have the
oils, the Arabs and all of that, although their oil is based on dollar, but they are benefiting out of it and they've developed their countries based on their natural resources. So we need one Africa and we must speak in one voice. That's how the Security Council is going to respect us. That's how China is going to respect us. How can Swaziland go and negotiate with China and say we are equal to China? Swaziland, Lesotho, Botswana, on the base of what? Size matters in politics. And the more we come together, the more the world will respect.
You're always asking that why Africans, we are 54 countries, we don't have a seat in union building. Africa, we must have seat, because without doing that, we will not achieve what we want, because all those who have seats in the union building are the ones who were controlling us, are the ones who were colonized at that time. So we need to have the representative on the union building.
So when that Security Council was formed in that way, we were under these people who are in the Security Council. Now we are on our own. Why can't we get ourselves a permanent seat in the Security Council? But no one must have the veto powers. It must be a decision of the majority. That's how democracy works. This thing that we take a decision that there must be ceasefire in Palestine, and a Security Council follows through, America goes and veto the decision of the majority. It renders that institution useless. The simplest principle on such aspect is majority rule. Let Africa be permanent in the Security Council and let the decisions of the Security Council be based on majority rule.
So this is a full speech from Julius Malema, and always I want to share the speeches from this leader of economic freedom fighters, because he is the one of our generation. He is a fellow young African who still reminding us the real importance of uniting Africa. And in only 10 years, he succeeded to have to remind many Africans in this continent. So let us listen to this speech, then let us know in the comment section what your thought.
No, we want to amend the powers of the president, amongst others. Why should the president appoint a public prosecutor, NDPP, National Director of Public Prosecution? Bato is appointed by Cyril. Cyril is found with dollars under the mattress. He says, no, it was a trade. He even produces invoices. That's fine. But no one is allowed in South Africa to trade with foreign currency. Not even Diamond Walk. Imagine a farm in Villa Villa. Diamond Walk, you can't go there with $1 and buy anything. Not in South Africa. So all of that is in the open. But the person who appointed you, now you must arrest that person. So Parliament must appoint NDPP. And the laws must be initiated and finalized by Parliament and not wait for the executive. And we need to amend Section 25 of the Constitution to make expropriation of land without compensation explicit. They say, no, the law as is clear. Okay, no problem. If it's clear, let's make it more explicit. They don't want, because they know that law doesn't allow expropriation without compensation. The biggest problem of KZN and its killings is access to guns. Now, the guns were sent to KZN by the apartheid regime.
Yes.
You see the way the trucks are queuing to Richards Bay to take coal. There were trucks queuing like that, sending weapons into the KZN. Those weapons were never recovered.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, so they have access to firearms with ease. In Sishiu, we don't have access to firearms. If the biggest weapon we have is Okapi or something, will stab you, what. But firearm we've never seen. No one has ever claimed to know guns.
Yeah.
Because it was a deliberate military action. How do you resolve it? You need to resolve it militarily. We need to get the army into a KZN unannounced National Search Day. The army, the police, we attack it, we get into houses, Indian, white, colored, African, we don't care. We look for this. Why? Mandela said, throw them into the sea. Not a single gun was thrown into the sea. We will never resolve that killing in KZN if there is no military operation to go and recover those guns. But lastly, because these were procured by apartheid government, the South African National Defence Force somehow should be having receipts of what kind of armaments were sent into KZN. And these guns, they were not only given to the IFP. The ANC was a killer the same way as the IFP. Not one of them will claim to be more peaceful than they were killed, they killed. Then they retreated, gave the hostels the firearms. We need to go and raid that in the hostels and recover these firearms. Because in the hostels, they don't do it the way, they don't kill each other in the hostels. But they get procured to go and kill other people. They are called nkabis. They are taken from a hostel to go and kill other. When access to firearms that were put amongst our people by the apartheid government, it's a source of killing in KZN and can be resolved militarily because it was a military action.